Hello. In the lesson 1, you learned how to say you saw someone somewhere. In this video, the goal is to learn how to say when you saw them there. And also, if there's time, we're going to get into Gitxsanimx and dip. Gitxsanimx is if you're saying someone else saw something, and dip is if multiple people saw something. So, once again, all of this information is adapted from teachings by Miss Katie Ludwig. So, Gitxsanimx and Miss Katie. Let's get started with Gitx. Yesterday. Gitx. Next is Gadol Gitx, which is day before yesterday. Gadol Gitx. Hiluch Datwil. Hiluch Datwil is this morning. Hiluch Datwil. Gyach. Last night. Gyach. Sigun. Just now. Sigun. Wingigun. Right now. Wingigun. Ganut is week. Ganut. So to guess, Ganut is last week. And Juch Ganut is next week. Juch Ganut. Sint. Summer. Sint. Madam. Winter. Madam. Sit. Fall. Sit. So some of these words can present challenges for English speakers because we're not used to making these noises in these places in our mouth. But with practice, it will come. Sit. William. William. Spring. William. Ja'alis. Later. Ja'alis. Next up, we've got the days of the week. This will be especially important when we start talking about when we saw somebody. Skogum sa. Skogum sa. Sa just means day, as in Samagach Satun. Satun just means this day. Tun is this. Sa is day. Skogum sa is the first day. Monday. Hatni Gilbolsa. Hatni Gilbolsa. Tuesday. Hatni Gilbolsa. Hatni Gwilelsa. Hatni Gwilelsa. Wednesday. Hatni Gwilelsa. Hatni Thelpsa. Hatni Thelpsa. Hatni Thelpsa. Hatni Stinsa. Hatni Stinsa. So, if you remember how to count from grade school, you're basically just going through the numbers for Gilbolsa, Gwilelsa, Thelpsa, and Stinsa. Now there's a change with Hatniek. Hatniek just means the day of sharing. Hatni Squite is the day of rest. Hatniek. Hatni Squite. Gul is year. Gigul is last year. Gisint, last summer. Gimadam, last winter. Gixit, last fall. Gigwoyam, last spring. Gigwoyam. So with these words combined with the words that we learned last lesson, you can start to formulate sentences like Gael us, Gael Galdemot, Gyots. Gael us, Gael Galdemot, Gyots. Gael us, Gael Galdemot, Gyots. I saw a dog at the store yesterday. Gael John, Gael Wilpkels up, Gyach. I saw John at the hall last night. Gael John, Gael Wilpkels up, Gyach. Gael Bob, Gant Doug, Gael Hatni Lit, Hatni Ek. I saw Bob and Doug at the ball field on Saturday. Gael Bob, Gant Doug, Gael Hatni Lit, Hatni Ek. At full speed, that one goes Gael Bob, Gant Doug, Gael Hatni Lit, Hatni Ek. Gael Chada, Gael Spagait Gran, Hatni Gwilelsa. Gael Chada, Gaal Sparet Gun, Hanigole Elsa. I saw a moose in the woods on Wednesday. Gait Bill Gaal Wilp Lilligit Gadol Gyots. Gait Bill Gaal Wilp Lilligit Gadol Gyots. I saw Bill at the feast hall day before yesterday. So now we know how to say that you saw someone, where you saw them, and when it is that you saw them. And that's pretty cool. Okay, in order to explain the S connector, it's going to have to get a little bit annoying. So in English, the way our sentence structure goes, we have subject, verb, and object. So I saw a dog. I am the subject. The action is seeing. Saw is the verb, and the dog is the object. And that's generally how I hit the ball. He saw a bird. The subject, verb is followed, and then the object. In Gitxsan, it's switched around a little bit. You might have noticed this with some of the last sentences. So the verb comes first, and then the subject, and then the object. And so the word ga is the verb, so to see. And then the y, remember you're taking the y off of ni, which is one of those 6 pronoun words that you should memorize. You take the y off that and tack it onto the verb, and so it becomes gai. And then the us, the dog, is what you're seeing, the object. And so in those two situations, the HL is sort of like representative of the A. So I saw a dog. And so what happens is the HL connector is for any common noun, and the T connector is for a proper noun when you're talking about the object. If the subject of the sentence, so if the subject is John, if the subject of the sentence is a proper noun, then the S connector that goes on to gea, the verb, becomes an S. So geas, the S goes on to the verb, and then it's followed by John, and then the HL connector for the us, for the common noun. Gas, John, us. Gas, John, us. John saw a dog. Gas, John, Susie. Gas, John, Susie. And so John saw Susie. And so that can be a little confusing with us having spoken English our entire lives. But it just takes a little bit of getting used to and some practice. And before long, you can start to formulate sentences such as Gas John, Chada, Gaal, Sparet Gran, Hanier. Gas John, Chada, Gaal, Sparet Gran, Hanier. Gas John, Chada, Gaal, Sparet Gran, Hanier. John saw a moose in the woods on Saturday. Gas John, Billy, Gaal, Wilpsulaxa, Gyots. Gas John, Billy, Gaal, Wilpsulaxa, Gyots. John saw Billy at the school yesterday. Gas John, Susie, got Bob, Gaal, Wilp up, Gadol, Gyots. Gas John, Susie, got Bob, Gaal, Wilp up, Gadol, Gyots. John saw Susie and Bob at the hall day before yesterday. So now you know gal, gat, and gas, as well as gal or gol, depending on on where gigets or gigantic you are. And gachugi words, which is when you saw them. And so you can already say a lot. So that's going to be the end of this video. I said I was going to get into plurals, but that'll have to wait for another video. For now, I'd like to tell you about this website, Gitxsanimx.com. It's not my website, but it's super helpful. I've learned a lot from it. There's dictionaries, there's books for how to learn on your own. And I just want to say that there are many ways to say these things. There are many correct ways to say it. It's all good Gitxsan. These are just some ways. Toyosanism. Bye-bye.